Hey guys, and we're back finally with some 190E content. Now I know it's been a little while since I did anything with a 190E, but we live in a world of inflated prices and supply chain issues, so I kind of had to put some stuff on the back burner. It's really difficult to find engines for a decent price. You could find some crap engines, but everything is just so overly inflated. I'd love to have this car on the track this year. I don't know how well that's going to play out. As the video title would suggest, I bought some Underglow. Why, you may ask? I really don't know. I grew up in that generation when Underglow was the thing to do, but I never did it. And in the drift world, it seems to be where it's most popular. It just happened to be a spur moment. There was a sale on a good kit. That brings me to the next point. I didn't want to put on some just like cheap, tacky Underglow. I actually wanted to get something really, really nice for it. Okay, so this is the kit I got. It's from Oneuplighting, and they sent me a sticker. If I like the way they look, I'll put on my cabinet here of stickers. Put that to the side. But it's actually a really nice kit. It comes with an app that controls it, and you could pretty much do a whole light show with it. So it's pretty straightforward. I see it comes with some screws and some brackets to actually mount it, and some zip ties, which is nice. Haven't actually even looked at this. I'll probably have to look up some directions online, but I can't imagine it's nothing but straightforward. See, it's got double-sided tape on it. Well, either way, I guess we'll cut these zip ties. I'll get the car up in the air and figure out where I'm going to mount it so it's not in my way of doing race car things. And then I'll just have to figure out how to get the app to work with it. I'm assuming this is up, yeah, and this is where you scan it for it. I'm assuming this is the power and ground. And I don't think I want to put on constant power. I think I'd still want it to be on ignition power. I don't know, I'll debate on that. And we'll go from there. Should be pretty easy. And a couple of videos back in the Mark III VR video, I did mention the plans to do an R32 swap into it. Since then, I've done some research online, and it's the same story. Any drivetrains or engines are so extremely overpriced, so I'll really have to think deeper about that one. I don't know if I'll actually physically be able to get it done for Wookiees in the Woods, because I don't even know if I'll be able to source all the parts. I'd have to find either a crashed R32 or a crashed TT32 or something like that. A lot of fab work involved in putting 4Motion onto a Mark III, which I don't know if it's fully in my wheelhouse of abilities. I'll keep going with the Mark III as it is, but that whole R32 idea, I don't know if I'll have to put that on the back burner, but I'm not gonna give up on it. Let's get these cars moved around and we'll get started on it. It's gonna be a rough one. It's about like 9:30 in the morning right now, and it is already 90 degrees out, so it's gonna be a hot one, but I'll try to do my best to get this done without passing out. Okay, so I got this sorted. It took a little bit of brain power. I don't know why it overwhelmed my brain, but this kit did not come with any instructions, which kind of makes sense. It's just a very simple concept of wiring in some lights. I wanted it to flow properly because the app or this lighting system has the ability to do all kinds of patterns as you choose, so I wanted to make sure that it actually follows the pattern. For some reason, I had a little bit of brain fart. Essentially, and don't mind my rudimentary testing tool, I just have some alligator clips on wiring that I twisted together just for testing, but you get one of these boxes, and it's got two outputs on it, and the way I'm doing it is kind of like a Y in the car. So I'll have a little bit of overlap in the front because this kit comes with 6 pieces, but obviously the car only has 4 corners. So there will be an overlap in the front and an overlap in the back, and it will flow this way to the back of the car as it's laying on the ground, and then same thing to the side of the car and a little bit of an overlap in the back. To help anybody visualize it, I drew a little map because my brain for some reason was just struggling to understand. I kept thinking that I would have to just do a continuous loop, but both of these on that box are outputs. But it will start out, go this way, end here, start out, go this way, and end here. You get a total of 6 pieces. You get 2 long ones, the ones that are going to be on the side of the car. You get 2 short ones that are male and female, and 2 short ones that are end pieces. So the 2 short end pieces are right here, 2 long ones are here, and then the 2 short ones that have male and female on them are up front. That's the way I'm running it. I don't know if that's the way other people are going to run it, but that's the way I made sense of it. I also went to Advance. I got myself an inline fuse holder and some wiring. I already have some loom, so now I just got to mount it all. We'll get it installed now. Shouldn't be too difficult. I just got to make sure the way I run wires when I have engine out later, they don't get in the way. I guess I could always relocate things, but they all have quick connects on them, so it should be pretty easy and pretty straightforward. Okay, so status update. For one, I got a little bit sidetracked. I have some landscapers doing mulching. Currently it's 107 outside or something like that, and one of them had a little bit of a situation, so I gave him some water. Lauren and I have dinner plans with some friends, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to move things around and finish buttoning it up in the morning. You probably get this done in under a couple of hours if you're a scumbag, but if you want it done professionally, it takes a little bit longer. We'll pick up in the morning with this one. Okay, so welcome to another really hot day. We're having a heat wave advisory for I don't know how long now, a couple of weeks, and a lot of rain, which is really unusual for this area. We've had at least a small rainstorm, it seemed like every day for at least an hour. Really annoying, not a fan of rain. So I ended up getting everything mounted where I want. I tested the lights. I had to test them because I couldn't help myself, but I just wired it straight to the battery just to test them to see how they work, and I'm pretty happy with the end result. Okay, so now I'm just gonna get into the power probe and I'm gonna find me a nice constant power and ground, a 12-volt source. I was originally gonna go with ignition switched, but then the more I thought about it, if I ever want to park it or whatever else and have the lights going, I don't want to have the ignition on and running all the accessories for no good reason. Time to sweat like a whore in church. Okay, so that was actually really easy. The first place I checked was right here. There's this little flap, and there's a little OEM power distribution block, which is really nice. So this one's a constant 12 volt, this one's switchable. So there's gonna be my constant 12 volt, and I'm actually gonna use the same ground stud down there as the battery uses, and that will do just dandy. So I'll wire that in, go through there. I did get some grommets in case I have to poke a new hole, but I feel like there's plenty of things on the firewall here where I could run through and run the wires down. We don't need these where we're going. So it's all wrapped up. Pretty easy, honestly. I'm really happy with how easy this car made my life with installing this. So as you can tell, aside from the fact that everything is old and crappy, you can not really tell at all that anything else has been installed. Aside from this inline fuse holder right here, which I said I put a 20 amp in. I figure 20 would do plenty. I have a whole bunch of other fuses, so if that doesn't work, which I don't imagine it wouldn't, I could swap it out. You can see a little bit of the red wires running inside the cab of the car. And then I just, for now, double side tape the receiver right here. I'll probably end up changing this all once I'm doing engine stuff and maybe tuck it away a little bit better, but I'm not 100% sure which harnesses will stay. Things for like headlights will stay, everything else will go bye-bye. So until I have that figured out, I think it's pretty clean. Inside, similar story. It was really easy, just remove this, and it's like it was made to run wires through. So as I mentioned, it's going to be kind of janky till I figure out how I want to lay out all the switches on the center of the console. So for now, I just have this switch kind of wired like this. I have plenty of slack so I can move it wherever I want, and it'll be really easy to shorten it. But switch her on and run. Easy breezy. Okay, now that we have some dark and we're in the garage, I'll show you how this system works. So whatever setting you left the car at when you shut it off is what it will default to when you turn it back on. As I said, it comes with an app, and it has something like 13 million different options. And you could spend all day messing with it and come up with different results. So the first option that you have is this, just gradient wheel, and you could pick any color of the rainbow you choose, and it'll just be a solid color like we're used to seeing back in the Fast and Furious days. And then you could set your brightness as well, as much as you want. I think the best one that they have is the mode option, and here you could just select of different types of colors and configurations you so choose. And I like these forward run most, but they have something like 215 or something like that, different preset options with different colors and whatnot. They have strobe ones, closed curtain. You never really run out of options on these, so they definitely have a good selection. Then they have the custom one where you could pick whatever type of, you know, forward, backward, you choose your own colors, speed, and what it does. I mean, it's pretty crazy. You could create your own pattern and see it will just do whatever type of pattern you choose. You could speed it up, slow it down, and again, you could set the brightness and everything else. So that's just like a random quick one I just made right in front of you. And then the last one is for it to play with music. Now, there's a couple problems. One, I can't show you how it works because it has to use the music that's saved on your phone. It can't be from Pandora, YouTube Music, or whatever else. And the second problem with that is the way YouTube has their music licensing, I can't play you any of the songs I have on my phone. To give you kind of an idea of how well the music one works, it's mediocre. I wouldn't say it's any, I would not expect for it to look like a rave or something like that, but it will match the beat of the music. So overall, I'm actually very happy with this kit. It's good quality as far as I could tell. It works pretty damn well, I would say. It's easy to use. The app is easy to use. It connects to the app really quickly and easily, so I have no complaints about that. Honestly, the install was really easy. The car kind of made it easier because of location of where I could run wires through, but overall I think it looks pretty good and I have nothing to complain about. So that's Underglow on a 190E, and the first time me ever having Underglow. As I said, we're still in our awesome heat wave, and don't mind me, I am sweating like a rapist. But that will do it for this week's episode, guys. Thanks for watching.